Hey guys, welcome to Clockwork, Noodles for another breakdown of Tower of God, episode 7. I am sorry for the delay, things have been really busy and hectic, but I believe things may start to get more sturdy now, so thank you for bearing with me. Today's episode, we're just going to check it through, do the things that I think are interesting. I've made a few cool connections as well, so I'll go through a few of those. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. I am recovering. I think it's natural over here to get a bit sick, then I get okay again. The weather keeps, you go in and out from like a hot climate to a cold aircon and out again, so just dealing with bits and pieces, settling down. But I have found today's episode very interesting. I did see the headlines about the episode in general and what most other people thought of it, so I'll give my thoughts on that during the episode as well, because I think I differ a little bit from what everyone else is saying. Thank you guys so much. In regards to the midway review, I am going to be popping that out at some point next week. I'm just going to do it in a very quick form, but I will give you my top 3 OPs, EDs, current standing in anime, go through a few things that I'm finding interesting in the season, and we will go from there. So let's quickly talk about my boy Mazuno Urek, a character who I had on Hero Cantare but do not have no more because the game don't run, as I will keep saying every time. Now, he's a very interesting character because he actually wants the opposite of what most people in the show actually want. And that could be again because he's a ranker. He just wants out. So he doesn't care about the throne. He doesn't care about like the race for the top or anything. He doesn't actually really care about the establishment, not bothering him. It makes him more of an interesting character to watch because you don't actually know how he's going to act. And the fact that he's quite mischievous in a sense where he'll just kick up interesting like chaos and then walk away from it. And it does seem like it's geared though. The challenge to Bam, literally saying like the flower is above us right now, I just want to fight you, because you can see what he actually wants to do, challenges the norm. And so does Bam in a sense, because Bam also doesn't want to climb for selfish reasons. He's not climbing for himself. Bam is climbing for other people, so he hasn't actually got his own goal. He just cares about his friends, and it's just Thug who wants to topple the king. So the whole I want to destroy the throne and everything, it's not actually Bam's original fight. He wants to get stronger to protect people, nothing more. So it makes these two characters very interesting in a sense, and there's a lot which actually ties them together. Now, I did see the report of people being very disappointed with the fight. I get it. I do get it. I do feel it. I don't know if that was actually the point yet. I think eventually they might fight again, but I don't think this initial crossing was meant to be something big, and maybe they could have. I don't know if the manhwa itself has been glossed over. I don't know what the frames look like initially, but the point of the fight is you want to establish Bam as protecting people. It's the first time he goes out of his way to go, actually, let me protect you. And for the group, that's a big thing. Mazuno also does stop attacking. So you do actually see he stops attacking once the damage is kind of done. He could have easily wiped out the rest of the party if he wanted to. He doesn't. The suspense of a Bam being dead or not, this is a little bit too soon in the anime. We know it's not the case, but definitely got wrecked. Mazuno not caring as well for norms, or giving him a flower and being like, yeah, you can have it now. You can continue to climb. I don't care. Which is a gift for surviving against me, yes, but also just, this guy doesn't care. Mazuno also says he's going to populate the sea with the kids of this thing, which is great because I actually think it makes him a good person. Because if you think about it, the scandal comes out that, we'll just call her Flamethrower Princess, her family been covering up, trying to like sell these kids to feed other people or something. I think they're eating them. It's actually a big scandal breaking out, and obviously this is something that I think maybe works in Mazuno's favour, because he may not care. I don't think he's doing it for any other purpose, that maybe just to please someone. I think he does see Yuri. I don't know if he's actually working for a different princess. That could be interesting. Might be the same princess we know and love, but it does mean that any future tests are going to be kind of thrown into disarray because the flower has no use. It's no longer a rare commodity if they all have them. You can see he's kind of a character who causes chaos, working on his own beat, but also working for other people potentially. But as soon as the cut on the face is mentioned, you can see things kind of change, because no doubt Bam is probably the first person who's ever landed a blow on his face. That changes things, and then he's like, actually, you know what? Things are gonna get interesting. I've changed my mind. I'm gonna do this, because I think he was just gonna go and do whatever. He must be quite a cool life, just not really caring about the grind of going up. He can do what he wants. Tower economics comes into play this week, which I find quite fascinating. I'm not bad when it comes to law. I do like my law. You guys know that. The economics are interesting because you have to pay for your own equipment in the tower, groceries too. It all seems so mundane in the grand scheme of fighting, but then this time we actually get a time scale for how long these things take. And then you can understand that a lot of the tower climbing is just living on that floor, eating, making sure you don't die, and most of the time I guess is just like desk warming, where we're preparing for the fight to go up, but we also can't. The team is naturally divided initially, and most of them want to stay with Bam, which is quite cool because they realize he's a good person. Initially, it's just Jar trying to get them away because obviously he's freaked out, got cold feet, been told, you need to get away from this person. He's the only one who really has the grip on the full situation that no one else knows. So he ends up causing a bit of a tension with the group, but you can see how people initially feel. Now, the princess can't cook situation, giving Yor from Spike's family a run for her money, motivated to get up, which is good. So the motivation to get up and cook is progress. Bad for the party who don't want to eat burnt food, but good because you see her finally coming up with a goal. I want to be a ranker. I want to right the wrongs of my family, which is great because I do wonder if that was initially said on purpose because the redhead lady, I can't remember her name, I think it's like Urine or something, it begins with a H. She seems to be planting the seeds in a lot of people's heads, and I don't think it's done unintentionally because you know what you're saying, especially when it comes to Jar as well, like saying, hey, by the way, blah, 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 mention this, and then walking off. I don't think you mention things without thinking there's a possibility that something could be done, some action could have been taken, and I think she knew the princess would get out of bed and go, actually, you know what, screw it, I'm going to prove my family wrong. There's big questions starting to loom, like who's actually calling the shots. We can see that Fug has somebody bigger up in the top. There's people who are now up somewhere higher. Of course, it's good because it gives the anime a shelf life. It's going to last a bit longer if we don't have all these answers just yet. Don't want them. I want the story to really grow. I want the lore to grow. People with power as well in the tower to teleport, move around, which is interesting. A nice little skill, which would be very useful to have. And of course, now let's talk about the linking part of the two groups planning to meet in 2 years' time. Yeah, so 2 years is apparently going to get you to floor number 30, where we're both going to meet them, which is cool to have both our groups meet. But 2 years is a long time. 2 years is a stupidly long time, and it gives you an idea of how the logistics really work in a tower, how long it takes, because you probably could, if you were super strong, batter a few, but it seems like you need money, you need finances, you need to be able to chill out and actually recover as well if you take any damage. So it does seem logistical that you can't do 10 floors in a day or 10 floors in 10 days. It's too much. It's very interesting to see how this run, and we even go back into economics again, how things are made. There's got this workshop, people want to have all this gear from it, which will be very helpful because you got a chance to power up, so hopefully the team's going to power up because I do think we need a power up. The team right now, if I was given a choice between Team Kun or this team, I know which one I'd want to use better because I know I'd stand a better chance of winning if I use Team Kun. The journey time realistic aspect of tower climbing. So it's a fascinating concept and I'm very glad the anime is going into it. I'm liking the lore. Obviously it's a slower episode, but it does get a lot in motion. I do wonder if we're going to go into a time skip next. That could happen. Hopefully we'll get those answers next week. I'm sorry for the delay again. Things should start to settle down now. Have a great day. Make sure you're looking after yourselves. Take care, guys, and I'll see you guys again for another video. Bye, guys.